Hey everyone, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Holiday Frame. And so I'm going to show you how you can create a very simple scene. This is just a 2-layer card, have just a couple pieces of cardstock, but you're able to customize this little snowman the way that I drew him so that he can be upside down, laying on his side, or standing up like a traditional one that you would see. I also have little elemental arms. You've got one little stick in that set that you can put in different positions so he can have his arms down, waving, or posing like this. So I just think it's so fun. For this particular card, we've got very minimal supplies today. I'm using the Holiday Frame set, and I have a tighter shot today because I want you to be able to see all the coloring that I'm doing and the stamping on this snowman. So I hope that's okay. I'm also going to be using a greeting from Teresa Momber's new dashing set. I love the large greetings in this, and I thought it was perfect to go underneath the little snowmen on that snowbank. The cardstock that we're using today, I've got the Gina K Turquoise Sea. This is just a side fold card. And then I've got a piece of white layering weight cardstock, or you could use the heavy base weight. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so I'm going to show you how this is a lot easier than doing fussy cutting of the little trees in the snowman to add to make some really dimensional snow on this scene. The markers that I'm using today, just 4 markers for this particular one. I'm using the Zig Clean color markers, no watercoloring, just dabbing them in at full strength. I've got the light blue, the mid brown, the green, and the Carmine red. Going to be doing all of my stamping today with the Memento Tuxedo black pad. I've got a white gel pen here. This is just the jelly roll from Sakura that I'm going to be dotting on some snow. Just a pair of scissors for cutting out that horizon and the trees, and then some foam squares to pop that layer up. So to begin, let's start off with our white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the snowman out 3 times. You're also going to need an acrylic block, so I just chose one that's going to fit all of those different images. But if it's easier for you to use a smaller block for the little ones like the trees and the hands, then go for it. So I'm going to put this here just so I can see where I'm going. So I'm going to start by doing my middle snowman first. So I have him tilted so that it looks like he is resting on his head here. And then I'm going to ink it up again and stamp him off to the left. And you could color them all the same way so that it looks like it's the same snowman posing in different sequences, kind of like in a comic. But I colored them all different, as if they're doing kind of like a little flash mob or something there in the snow. Okay, so there's my snowman. Next, I want to take off that little branch. So it's a little stick with 3 little ends. This is also the twig that you're going to be using with those berries when you're doing wreaths and little bits of foliage and greenery on your card. So I'm also inking this in the black, and I'm going to put just right on the edge of that little ball. So I'll put 1 down and 1 up. And I have some accessories in this set that it can also hold, like the little candy cane and the ornament. I showed that in last week's video. So I'm stamping that just below the scarf as if he is kind of propping himself up, kind of showing off. And then this last one here, just to the side of his scarf, as if he's lounging in the snow. And I was a little bit off here just because I'm trying not to lean into the scene. You can take a black pen though and connect that, or you can make much longer arms if you want and then connect it with your pen. And I think I'm going to put it I'm going to prop it this way as if he's kind of propping his little twig hand on his hip. Okay? Now I'm going to stamp that greeting below it. So I'm going to use the holiday greetings, but she's also got a nice big Merry Christmas in this set. Not using the Misty today, just because I'm not stamping anything over and over again in the same place. A lot of different images here, so still really comfortable with using my block, but I do love that Misty. All right, so now I want to create some depth here in this scene and create those trees. Now I have 2 different trees in this set, I've got a large one and a small one, and unfortunately at the Christmas in the Village event in Wisconsin this last week, I think I might have come home without my big tree. I know, so sad. I'm hoping that it's just stuck to one of my other supplies that I unpacked, like on the bottom of, no, not that bad. Anyway, I can redraw this tree, fortunately, since I illustrated the set, but for today I'm only going to be using the little one. But I really like going big and small just to give you that depth and scale of the younger and the older trees. So I'm going to stamp some of these in the background. Here, watch out for, I'm going to wipe off this block here because I don't want to get that ink on my snowmen. So I'm just going to put some at random to kind of look like there's some high and some low. And again, I really think this scene would be more complete if you had some bigger ones in the foreground. So I recommend that you vary your trees. But that's all I've got to work with today. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just do some very simple coloring on this. So I'm just going to dab in just a little bit of green to some of the areas on this tree, skipping because I want it to look like there's just a little bit of the greenery peeking out. And it really doesn't matter. There's not certain sections that have to be snow or have to be greenery, like I said before. So you're just kind of touching it in at random, but just going to the underside of those sections. And then we'll use a little bit on the different knit parts of these images. So I'll do this little hat band and some of the stripes on the scarf. And then let's do some red. Oh, and I forgot to grab an orange for his nose. So I might go back and grab an orange from my set, and then I'll list that in the instructions. And I like that bright yellow that's orange at full strength. So I'll probably grab that one. And then I wanted to add some brown into these knits. So I think I'm going to do this little hat brown and put some brown in this scarf. I just love coloring knits. I love sweaters, and I'm so excited for it to get cold. It did get a little bit cold in Wisconsin, but it was unseasonably warm, so everyone joked the whole time that Teresa and I brought the weather with us from California and Texas. But it was 90 degrees when I got back here. I think it even got up to like 95 on Monday. So it's not fall yet. Flirting with it. And then I'll put a little bit of green on this one. Again, do these any colors you want. You can also leave some white if you want. But it just doesn't pop as much with the snow. Put some green here. It's very simple coloring on these. And then I'm going to do just some very, very simple shading here. I'm going to imagine the light is coming this way. So I'm going to have the trees just a little bit off to the right. And then I'm just going to trace a little bit under my snowmen. And then I'm going to put just a little bit under the scarf and under the hat, under the scarf, then down here on the bottom of these snowballs and on the underside of his face. And then you can put just a little bit off to the side here. Okay? That's really all you need to do. Maybe a little bit on this side. And then let me just grab that orange. This one I grabbed, this is scarlet red, so it's a little bit deeper. All right, so we're done with our scene. Now all we have to do is cut it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I want to create just a slope here. So I'm going to go around all the details of that tree in a minute, but then I'm just cutting down the side because I want to be consistent with how I'm going to do my curve here. So then it's going to continue on the other side of the tree. And we can go around this here. So I just want to continue that curve. And if you feel like it looks a little bit angular, you can kind of smooth that out when you go back. These trees are very easy to cut out. It's basically just like a triangle. You don't really have to cut in and out here very much. And then I'll take out this portion. Okay, see how easy that was? And now I want to add, though, a second little hill. I almost don't even need to cut it. But I'm just going to round it off just a little bit here. So this is using the reverse, and that's going to go on the back so that we have another layer. So I'm going to take my base here and my foam squares, and I just like to put them on the corners and then just a little bit in the middle just to give it some structure so it doesn't get squished down. Got a little cat hair in there. And then we'll do the same on that second section. Just a little bit here and here. And I'm going to peel off the bottom ones and leave the top ones free so that I can slide the other one down. Now, if you want to go to the very bottom, you can, but I chose on mine just to have a little lip of that showing. I just thought that was a little bit more interesting. But either way, so you can see how that goes all the way across. You don't have to have the second hill if you don't want to, but it just adds another layer. You could even pop this one up with two dimensionals, 2 layers of foam squares, so that it really looks like 3 layers of snow. So I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to peel off the back of these top foam squares. I noticed one other thing that I did on this first card. I added just a little bit of shadow to the greeting, just to kind of make it pop and to be consistent with the snowman. So you don't have to do this on the greetings part. I just wanted the holiday part to stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going off to the right side of each of those strokes. And that's it. And then you could just brush on a little bit of glitter with your Wink of Stella or your Stardust pen. Isn't that a fun, easy card? I just love these little snowman and all the little antics and things that they're going to get into these holidays. Oh, gosh, forgot something very important. So this is if it's not snowing, but if you got a white gel pen, go back in and add some snow. And those little white details are really going to pop on that beautiful Turquoise Sea paper. So making some big, some little. You can also use the big Pitt White Artist pen, but I got a new gel pen, so it is ready to go for all my holiday cards. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this design, and I hope you enjoy getting to customize this snowman and the holiday frame set. Please visit my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, for more ideas and inspiration using all of our stamps and Gina K Designs and Stamp TV. Thank you for watching today. God bless.